Hi, YouTube people. Hi, BreadTube, if that somehow stays on the subreddit. God, I hope people upvote this. Well, it's me, Chris Critiques, ready to deliver another extra spicy take to all you beautiful people watching me right now. And would you look who's joining me? Our good friend, Pika Chomsky. Say hello. Alright, now get out of here, you little bugger. I'm just kidding. You're my bestest boy. I would never want to hurt you. Anyways, today we're talking about this movie I saw last week that's really been on my mind. It's called 400 Kilometers, and it's about this high school and how all these different students live in it, right? Well, they don't live in it because obviously they go home and stuff, but for the purposes of this video essay, they basically live in the high school. Now, it's all about the little dramas between these characters, and there's like 50 of them, and it's a little hard to keep track of, but like, it makes sense when you're watching it, okay? But I'm not interested in the actual squabbles between these characters. That doesn't really interest me here. What I care about is the idea of the high school. And not just the high school. No. In this video, I'm going to argue that the high school is actually a metaphor for society. Now, I know a bunch of you are watching this like, huh? How is it a metaphor for society when it's literally just a movie about teenagers? It's not like they go to work or something, herdy-der. Well, you're wrong. You're probably asking, oh, Chris Critiques, didn't the guy who wrote the original play just literally a teacher at some high school? So, therefore, he must be writing about his literal experience? Well, you're wrong. It was that famous essayist, Foucault? No, that's not right. Definitely not my boy Chomsky. I know it was in the last few years. Like, there's the actual, like, pictures of him, right? Barthes! Robert Barthes. Yes, and it was him who said, no, proclaimed death of the author. And today, I proclaim death to Pandrew Heha! No, that can't be right. With all of that settled, let's get into the argument. Basically, my idea is that all these characters are blind to all these forces that make them act the way they do. There's a homophobia subplot, but none of the characters can identify it as such. To them, it's just bullying. There's a rape subplot, but none of the characters can really identify the patriarchy that really controls all of the characters' actions. And there's a race subplot, but none of the... Wait, I guess there isn't anything about race. In the literal sense. But metaphorically, it's about all of these things. Racism, homophobia, sexism, transphobia, the whole lot. I.e., society controls them through heteronormativity, patriarchy, and capitalism. Oh, we'll get to capitalism. Don't you worry, Pika Chomsky. It's all a metaphor for society. And the lack of adults suggests that while we live in these systems, the puppet masters of it all don't even need to show up. The adults, in the case of this movie, are the capitalists and government tycoons, if we're talking about real life. And then there's this one character, and she's supposed to embody death, right? But what if death is actually the realization of all the stuff that's happening behind the curtain? Now, I'm not sure I'm remembering this correctly, but like, 5 different people die in this movie, and it's always after they realize something. Like class consciousness, like Marx talked about. It's super dialectical. They realize the contradictions present in their life and that they can't do anything about the things that control their lives, like money and patriarchy and stuffs, and that drives them to death. Just how Marx would have wanted it. I told you I'd bring it back to capitalism. I think the point of it is that once you realize how we're being controlled in this world, you get obsessed with it, and you can't escape. You literally die. Oh god. What does that mean for me? And you, Pikachomsky? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it, and I just know Pikachomsky did too. See you next week on another episode of Chris Critiques.